Hello, everybody. You're live with Let Us Explain. Me, great Gabby here. And it's been a long, well over 3 weeks since we've been together, but we missed you all. We hope you missed us. I hope everybody's been supporting Gabby because she's awesome. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. You know, she really inspires me to do this because it's something I'm interested in. But up until I found Gabby, I didn't find the appropriate host to kind of like facilitate this with. And she's been so patient. She's been so great. She fell ill. My dad's ill. I got busy with a few things, but we're back. You know what I mean? It's all about perseverance and you know just making it through everything. And I would not be able to do this without anything with Gabby. So the first thing I want to do is say thank you to Gabby. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Gabby. What's up? What's going on?
Hey guys, how's it going? My kids kind of were the ones that were sick last week, so that was kind of like when everything kind of fell on your plate with all your stuff. It was like, okay, this is just a sign. We're gonna need to move it.
Yep.
Move it along. So I'm grateful for you to be so flexible with everything. Like,
oh no, I'm good.
You're very understanding and very and it's vice versa. We're very mutual, pushing that back and forth with each other. So because we know we're human, like it happens. Like there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, so. and you know, it's just it's one of those things. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you need to rest. Like both of us are running a million miles now. You see, I'm here, there. I just kind of broke it to YouTube, and that's a whole new beast that I'm trying to tackle.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's a whole new commitment. Like it's so different over there. Like everything. Like you thought I had to talk with a lot of legal people on Haps. I mean, sorry, not Haps, but through YouTube because I'm connected with YouTube through Haps. So I always got to do legal stuff to use music. It's a whole nother beast on YouTube because YouTube, they will like, you can't show more than 15 seconds or something. They'll like snatch the video no matter what it is. And then Facebook, their approval process takes all but about a day. YouTube takes 30. And I'm like, bro, what? Like it's 2021. Y'all got fucking bots and algorithms to snatch people's stuff, but you don't have the response to respond with something with the that's absolutely absurd to me. But so it's a lot of legal stuff. But when you want to play ball, you want to do it big, it's something you just got to deal with. So I mean, I'm taking care of it, but it's just a whole new adjustment. So and I love having this show, and I want to make sure I have the energy. Because I'm not going to do anything if I don't have the energy because it's not going to resonate to the people that's viewing it. If I'm going to be on here being and sluggish and tired, it's no point in doing it. So I try to get Gabby as much notice as possible. And then ironically, sometimes we both have stuff going on at the exact same time. So
yeah, it's so crazy how that works. So
we mutually usually are able to figure it out. It's not an issue because it's just about being professional. You know what I mean? I don't want to ever give Gabby half of my performance. You know what I mean? I'm sure she wouldn't want to do the same thing. So
yeah, vice versa.
Yeah. So, but we're back. You know, nonetheless, we're here. And man, do we have a topic for y'all? Like, I know everybody's been waiting because Tweety hit me up a few times. Like, are y'all done? No, we're not done. We're still doing it. You know what I mean? It's just a few life got in the way a little bit, and yeah, we're back now. So we're in the middle of contemplating if we're going to switch this from Wednesday to Friday because my Wednesday just got complicated with a lot of stuff with work and a few other family things. So I will let y'all know by next week if it's going to be Wednesday or Friday. I will prefer for it to stay on Wednesday because Fridays can get chaotic. And it's probably going to get chaotic for Gabby sometimes. So we'll let y'all know going forward, but I'll have that decision by next week. So with all of that out of the way, welcome to Let Us Explain. Air horns for everybody. Oh, that wasn't nearly as loud enough. Let's get that again. Yes.
Hype train.
What's that?
Hype train.
Oh, yes. And I talked to James earlier. James might get on a little later. I think he's doing something with his son, like football or something. But he was like, yeah, I love when y'all discuss these type of shows. And I talked to him on over the phone on Instagram Live a few hours ago. So I had to call him because I hadn't heard from my buddy in a while. So I had to call James and like, man, I missed you, James. and we talked, and he was his usual humorous self. And James is awesome. Like, dude, if you're not doing anything, join me and Gabby later because I know you're spiritually in tune. So come on, and anybody for that matter is welcome. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it was a couple riffs the last time a few weeks ago, but I hope everybody that's associated with me and Gabby, whatever terms we was on at the time, I hope y'all good now. I hope y'all over it. It's a season change, so I want everybody to, hopefully they change with the season, and I hope everybody's healthy. I want everybody to be well. So hopefully everybody's Helga and Dez and everybody out there in the spiritual realm. I hope y'all doing good, man. And everything is left behind in last season. Let's just hope that, and come over here and join us. Anybody from Gabby's camp or my camp or anybody that's just generally interested in this topic, because we're going to deep dive today, starting with Lilith. As a lot of people call it, the Black Moon. I'm pretty sure Gabby will be able to add a lot more to that, but that's the colloquial kind of association with it. It's like the darker side of your moon or whatever. But let's actually read the official definition according to Vice in astrology. In astrology chart, Black Moon or Lilith represents a person's primitive impulses and behavior in the rawest form. It reveals our repressed sexuality together with what makes us feel most vulnerable. It expresses the dark side of one's personality buried deep in the subconscious realms of our psyche. This sounds very similar to the moon and Mars, Gabby. Is there any type of correlation with Lilith to Mars and the moon?
It's kind of like a point of energy that kind of like shows like a bit of yourself that like you may be feeling like ridiculed over, deeply misunderstood, suppressed or repressed, like ashamed or shamed about it. It can sometimes feel like it's stifling. It's definitely something that a lot of people like. It's in most of the astrology readings that people get from like actual astrologists. But when it comes to the reports, sometimes they're very skimmed over because it's just a point. It doesn't really have like control over the situation the way that they interpret it on a report. Now, when you're with people and stuff, this can kind of like help you understand why you're expressing certain things or why you're holding back on certain ways that you want to show your personality freely and unapologetically. And that's kind of what Lilith is. Lilith is that rebellious wife of Adam, according to some like lore. Because everybody thinks that Adam only had one wife, apparently, according to some other layers of teachings. But the first wife of Adam actually just chose to be independent and unapologetic about her situation that she was put in. When God told her she needed to lay with her now considered partner, she basically saw Adam to be very lazy and very pompous and dickheaded, and she's like, nope, I'm not going to play around with that. That's not where we're going to have a union with. And so with all the angels, they basically saw that as her disrespecting God's will, and they cast her out of Eden.
Is that why they consider her a demon?
Yes, and her going through the wilderness changed her physique into more of a monstrous looking perception, because that's what they perceived her as a monster, because she chose to do that to God's will. So she became the mother of monsters and demons alike, and she's also considered a very high esteemed goddess for a lot of different practices that are more pointed towards more the witchcraft reality. And it's mostly because of her unapologeticness. And that usually stems from some people who are usually have dealt with oppression, have dealt with being suppressed as a feminine person.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're male or female. A lot of males actually do worship her, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of shows a really that different side of ourselves that we always really do want to show. We never really wanted to hide this part of ourselves. It's just the fact that the layers of that energy being suppressed for so long because of the type of people that we sometimes associate ourselves with, it can make us feel like we are like caging something that doesn't need to be caged.
Interesting. This sounds like a big trope that will be used in like movies and literature and things like that.
A lot of literature has it in there. What, Ronan? What is it? This is my co-host.
Yeah, we have Ronan. There's 3 of us tonight. Yeah. Ronan's going to get over here and correct us on what life's really about. Hello. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Oh, I like that shirt, man. What's up?
He's looking fresh tonight.
Yes, he is. He got a haircut. What's up, buddy? You look just like mom. You got the nice round face. Yeah, I see the hair, but he's got dad's hair.
Yeah, he's got dad's hairline. His dad's blue eyes. But everything else is pretty much mom.
Yeah,
I love your eyes. They're pretty. Yeah, your eyes are pretty. Yeah, you look very handsome.
And Ronan's a Pisces. He's a Pisces. Very sweet and spiritual.
Hey, can that trash?
Yeah. Oh,
probably very creative. Yeah.
He's very creative. He's born on a cusp, so he has some Aquarian traits. And he tends to be the individualist, like he wants to show that he is all-powerful Mushu over here, and it doesn't always work for him. But I know, yeah, but the green's telling us how loud you are.
The cusp folks are very interesting. We'll have to do cusp at some point.
Yeah, it's a very interesting push to. Yes, baby. The green is telling you how loud you are.
Oh, that's blue.
Yeah.
It's blue.
And he has a blue one. Yeah.
Is his favorite color green?
Blue.
Right now he likes blues.
Blue,
and
nice.
That looks like a car. So if it doesn't matter what color those are.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. I think he jarred your sound, Gabs.
Yeah, he does.
It's a ringing noise. Yeah, it's trying to catch you. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. You're good. Yeah. So, Gabby, yeah, we like to have the children in for anybody that's here. Hey, I have a quiz for you guys really quickly. If anybody that was ever interested in learning from an astrological standpoint, because I know some people look at their children, through biblical or through more earthly, where they're not anything. Some people are more agnostic, which is fine. But if you're ever interested in just reading something that's interesting, they have little sites that would really, just on a generic sense, this is if you don't know your birth chart, but they have sites where they, astrologers or people that's into astrology, they'll try to give you advice on how to handle your baby based off y'all zodiac signs. So let's say you're especially to me, I find this very interesting if it's two on the surface conflicting zodiac sign. Let's take like a Sagittarian mother and their child is a Cancer. Those are two, and this also can work for if the mom was a Gemini. So those are two emotionally different people. And early on, the emotional development with you and your children is important. So I find it interesting, and I use Sagittarius very specifically. And the reason I use Sagittarius, and this is considering you don't know what the rest of your birth chart. Let's just say you're born during Sagittarius time. So I use Sagittarius because these are people that are generally have an aversion to commitment and being in the same place at once all the time. They like variety. They like to explore. And this is something that you can't really do when you have a young child. Like you have to wait for them to kind of get older before you start really veering off and expecting them to be more independent. So reading these sites, even it'll come up if you Google something, like it'll be obvious which one's the good ones, which one's the bad one. Like, it's not a Reddit post. It's actually an article that a person that studied astrology for a very long time is very accustomed to. So if you Google, for example, Sagittarian mom with Cancer baby, they have all these interesting articles like Bustle and all these other. It's more astrology based websites that'll probably be a little better in answering your question. But they have all these sites where if you type it in, they'll give you advice on how you should handle it with this and that, and um, activities that you and the baby can do that you'll enjoy, but you also have them kind of there to so you won't feel like it's just activities for the baby, so to speak. So that's something that y'all should look into. What's up, Ash? Ash here. I think it's Ash. Aren't you Canadian, Ash? Are you Canadian or British? I know it's one or the other. What's up, Ash? Ash is here. Ash Pauls. I love Ash. Um, so yeah, like they have all these little interesting sites that help with interacting with babies and they Gabby is in it. I will well, she could speak better than this to me. She seems like she's in a more of an advantageous situation because her and her children and her husband all have signs that technically, at least sun signs, that's supposed to get along. Like Gab's a Taurus,